a much-needed injection of positive energy amidst the ongoing distress of this evening's events. Thanks to Tasha and her team for helping keep up our spirits.
Absolutely, Jessica. But plunging us right back into the reality of the moment, the much-anticipated call has finally come in from Carmen Electra. Carmen's on board the as-yet unidentified and highly mysterious craft believed to now be in the vicinity of the North Terminus Lifestyle Center. Carmen, you've been eluding a rather determined security team for some time now. What's your status?
Allison, all wireless comms from this ship have been blocked, at least from personal handheld devices, so I have had to connect through the internal system. You will recall I spent some time in the communications center up here and was there long enough to activate a built-in secondary broadcast channel, accessible from any shipboard comm station as long as you know where to look for it. So I have been able to find what appears to be crew quarters, and I am using the personal terminal of an unnamed but very helpful ensign.
Have you found out anything more about what that ship is doing up there, Carmen? We've now had several hints pointing at ZTS as the likely builder of the vessel, but so far not much to really indicate why it was built, or why it's here in Suriston now, during the current atmospheric crisis.
I have been able to do a little prying on a number of ship terminals, but for the most part, the stations are identity protected, and a ship ID was not something I could produce. However, nature is a wonderful thing, Allison. It calls no matter who you are.
I'm guessing you now have an ID tag or something of the kind?
No violence required, which is just as well since that is not my strong point. There are restrooms well distributed throughout the ship. I availed myself of one. Found an ID carelessly dropped behind a toilet unit. I know someone will get a severe reprimand, but for me, many more doors opened, and my data access suddenly expanded.
You know why the ship's here, don't you, Carmen?
Say rather that I can guess. My new security clearance is much improved, but I'm not exactly the captain. What I get is hints and suggestions, nothing explicit. But from what I can piece together, the presence of this vessel here, now, is certainly not a coincidence. The timing of the crisis was known well in advance, which tells us without a doubt that its onset was engineered. Certain events that have occurred in Suriston specifically were also known about months ago, some in full detail, including exact locations, others merely anticipated in general. The full details requiring on-location decisions on the part of this ship's crew.
But what's it all about, Carmen? Why is the ship up there during this crisis? And what specific incidents is it meant to be responding to?
My best guess, Allison? It is filming, recording the rollout of this ongoing disaster, gathering footage for the Ultimate Reality Holo with full 3D immersive technology, shooting the movie of all movies.
You can't be serious. Are you really suggesting that the crisis we're now living through was deliberately triggered so some movie mogul could collect the ultimate footage, with the world as the set and its population the sacrificial cast?
One of the key locations I know for certain was on the list to be visited today was Universal Holo Studios, Allison. Even the time was known. That is where I hitched a ride, if you recall, and where shortly afterwards, Alan Golo witnessed an apparently horrific accident on the live set.
So, Universal, probably the most powerful corporation on the planet, are the real movers and shakers behind this horrifically stupid blunder, with ZTS along to ensure they make an indelible mark on the world before we all take our last breath?
As you imply, Allison, I can't really believe even a corporate mogul could be that stupid. No, I think they made the plans, saw the possibilities, but had no idea of the powers they would unleash, nor the full consequences that might be involved. And perhaps their biggest error was putting the implementation, the initiation of this world-changing series of atmospheric cataclysms into the hands of fanatics, presumably so that they could point fingers at someone else if things went wrong.
Carmen, I don't suppose you have any indication as to who actually pulled that trigger and set this global disaster in motion.
I have found no evidence pointing to a particular organization or group, but it was a terrorist act. Whoever was responsible is responsible. The destabilization of our atmosphere is still going on, or I am sure the planet would be winning the rebalancing battle. The key to this crisis is figuring out who the perpetrators are and what they are actually doing to whip the troposphere into its current state of turmoil. Until we can figure...
Shouldn't you be on duty in the comm?
Sorry, no sir. I'm off shift until 10.
That gives you not much time, Ensign. Pack it up and get moving.
Sir! That was close. Just as well I'm in uniform, or I would for sure be on my way to the brig.
Carmen, sounds like you'd better get going. That location will no longer be safe for you. But you're the best chance we have of discovering what Universal and ZTS have actually set off with their lunacy. Stay on the case. We're counting on you to work this out.
I am on it, Allison. And by the way, tell Alan next time he connects. He needn't worry about all those missing stars from the Universal production. They're on board here, looking even more out of place than me.
Attention, all crew to stations. Emergency maneuvers. All crew to stations.
I guess that's my cue.
Attention, all crew to
We'll
stations.
see what I can find and how long this tax will hold up. Coming out.
Located in our hidden warrens far beneath the city, WRAT's squad of intrepid reporters infest the city, unseen and unlooked for. Combined with the magic of video, we are the eyes and ears of this metropolis, and we're here 24/365 for you.
Never before has there been such a need for a safe, reliable prediction of local weather. And Clamaform has what you need to stay one step ahead of that storm front. The Weather Wizard Mark IV features all the key capabilities of its predecessor, the tools you have come to trust. And now lets you scan in a 100-kilometer radius for instantaneous, pinpoint-accurate identification of incoming weather phenomena. Clip it to your belt, slip it into a pocket, or wear it proudly on your lapel. The Mark IV's sensor system will instantly alert you of imminent or developing events via customizable audio interface. And its holographic projection display enables full 3D interactive visualization of the latest weather patterns. Don't let that windstorm sweep you off your feet. Be ready for the pounding rain you didn't expect. Seek shelter before the air quality plummets. All this and more is yours with the Clamaform Weather Wizard Mark IV. Available now, and none too soon. Get it while you still can.
We have an important new development in our understanding of what is really happening to cause the massive destabilization of our atmosphere. WRAT's meteorological team are ready to bring us a live update. I'll turn it over to David Burrell. David?
Vlad, as you know, we have been doing all in our power to stay in close connection with the Weather Bureau scientific team as they work to try and decipher the developments of the past few hours. Our afternoon show meteorologist, Gertrude Schwager, has exceptional connections with the Bureau, and she has just established a direct remote link from the Bureau office in Canada, where she was conducting research when this crisis began. Gertrude, you're live.
Thank you, David. This is WRAT meteorologist Gertrude Schwager reporting from Montreal in Canada, where I have been directly involved in the frantic scramble to unravel the mystery of the drastic, devastating, and cataclysmic phenomenon that has been the planet's atmosphere over these past hours. Such energy has been expended both here and in Bureau offices worldwide today that it has left me in awe once again of the determination, resolve, and compassion of our species. And David, I am pleased to report now that we are almost certain we have tracked the atmospheric breakdown to its source, the North Pole.
So does this have anything to do with long-term Arctic amplification effects, the warming of our poles and cooling of the tropical belt? The tropospheric boundary depends on effective air cell circulation, and it has seemed to me likely all along that this must be at least partly compromised during our current crisis. That circulation relies on the temperature differential between the poles and the tropics to function effectively, and that difference is dropping.
You are quite right, David, but that is still not helpful without information on what has caused the breakdown of those crucial circulating cells that manage air exchange and movement through the regions of our atmosphere.
Yes, Arctic amplification has been slowly degrading cell operation and slowly killing off the jet stream for well over a century. This is one of the main reasons our weather patterns have been so different from those we experienced a few decades ago. But to have such a drastic, abrupt outbreak of uncontrolled atmospheric turmoil that does not fit any of our models, especially since we have been slowly coming to grips with the amplification in the past 30 or 40 years. No, this phenomenon required direct, interventive, disruptive action to enable it. We have been working for hours to identify the source. Now, it's about trying to do something about it, while there's still hope of restoring some balance.
What have you discovered, Gertrude? It's like a switch was flipped and the entire planetary ecosystem instantly went haywire.
Perhaps not instantly, but very quickly, David. Using thermal satellite imagery, we have identified a sudden, rapid increase in temperature at the North Pole and the entire region surrounding it. This has no natural explanation that we know of. But its effect, David, as you suggested earlier, Arctic amplification, has been weakening our tropopause for a long time, but it has held together remarkably well in spite of that pressure. However, with this new temperature surge, it seems that the jet stream flow has been shut down altogether, and the first effect of this is our tropopause is disintegrating. Crucial circulatory cells have become entirely uncontrolled and unpredictable, and we are living through the turmoil that results. David, we need to see what can be done to cool that Arctic region again. It is our only chance.
Could it be a geothermal or volcanic phenomenon, Gertrude? What else could cause such a dramatic temperature change so quickly?
We have checked with our geological colleagues and tapped into their resources to test that possibility, but none of the telltale signs are there. No quakes, no eruptions, very little in the way of visual sign from space. And there is no tectonic boundary in the region. We believe this was triggered by human intervention.
The word will go out, Gertrude. It must. Let us hope now, for all our sakes, that whoever is doing this can be stopped. Very soon. Vlad, back to you.
And we can have no greater cause than this, David. I know we will all do whatever is in our power to help with the restabilization, because it truly is, this time, life and death. Gertrude, we are grateful once again to you and your Bureau colleagues for helping us take this first crucial step.
Not sure how closely related this might be to what Gertrude just reported to us, but Haley Clausen has an urgent communication for us from the skies above Surston. Haley, what's the news?
The news is, Jessica, that our mysterious craft, having gathered a number of small shuttles and solo hovers like my own into its hangars, appears to be getting ready to move out. From what I saw on my flight up here, pursuing this craft, it does not provide access to its hangars while moving at speed. So, I am on approach. I will be joining Carmen aboard.
Haley, do you really think...
I have made up my mind on this, Jessica, and have already alerted Carmen. She designated an optimal platform to land on, the same place she entered, and she is going to meet me there. We'll be two uniformed, hopefully useful members in a crew of hundreds.
Not that I was ever thinking of trying to stop you, Haley, but you of all people know just how dangerous an undercover operation can be. Make no mistake, this is an incredibly brave but also incredibly reckless and risky step. Go prepared.
As you say, Jessica, not my first time. I survived, just. And this time I have Carmen's incredible karma on my side. We will do what we must. As Vlad says, whatever is in our power to help. All I know right now is Carmen needs me, and I intend to be there for her. Haley out.
This is WRAT, AM1700 WRAT.